it to the newsfeed because I think I had it open too long. Let's see if this works now. Hello, friends. We're just going to hang out here again for a minute because
our internet crashed.
Ooh, okay. All right. It worked. Now we're good.
We have a viewer?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
We might. It doesn't matter.
No, it pops up in the top corner. Whoa.
Well, it's only been on for a few seconds, so
Wherever my pen
we're going to hang out for 22. Now we're at 22 seconds.
It's good that we're...
But we all,
and
now we have viewers. See, it takes a minute for them to get the notifications on their phone.
Yeah. And then they gotta open it.
It takes a minute. 2017. Okay, friends, welcome to the internet, or hello, internet. Welcome to the show. I am Facebook. I am Laila.
I'm Kyle. It's good to be here.
And this is One to Go, your online web show for all things legend cars, bandos, and Thunder Roadsters. We missed you guys last week. It was Thanksgiving. Hope you guys all enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I know a few of you guys raced this weekend. I know Mike Alcaro won.
He is 9 for 10. He is 90% when showing up at Ball Stadium this year. I'm sorry to throw that out there, Mike, but you're 9 for 10.
I
know there was an incident that happened on Sunday. I was not there. I was on an aeroplane. I was actually in my bed when the accident happened, I'll be honest. I was in bed Sunday. I didn't move.
Who won the next day? Mike won one race.
Richie Davidowitz from Long Island.
Ooh, the island. Do you guys call it the island? Is that a thing?
The island, yeah.
You people from up there?
Benny's. They come down to the shore.
Benny's?
Yeah. Benny's. So real quick before we get into it, there's a bridge in New Jersey. There's a bridge in New Jersey that you have to cross to get to the Jersey shore, and we call those people Benny's that cross the bridge every week to get to the shore.
Oh, because the bridge is named Benny?
No, the bridge isn't named Benny, but it's all the people from New York, Pennsylvania, northern Jersey. Anybody that has to cross the bridge to get to southern New Jersey is called the Driscoll Bridge. We call you a Benny, and we're not fond of Bennies.
Well, that's not nice.
Well,
painful and unnecessary.
They overpopulate.
Okay. Anyways, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. All right. So today on our show we have our first non-employee guest today, which means we don't have to pay them to be here. They volunteered on their own.
Look at that.
But we're not telling you who it is yet. No. Kyle will give you some hints.
I am going to give you some hints. This gentleman has raced summer shootout, road course racing, winter heat, and many other events in the area. He raced at Asphalt Nationals this past year. And he is one heck of a guy. All of my encounters with him have been nothing but great. Even when I've had to deliver some not so great news to him on a racetrack, he's always been nice, polite to me, one of the many drivers that are always have been great towards me. So definitely appreciative of him, and I'm happy he can join our show. And speaking of special guests, if you're in PRI next
that segue was on point.
Yes, it was. If you're in Indianapolis next week for PRI, booth 4339. Go visit Ash Garrett and Chris Perry, our purchasing manager. You go visit them and say hello to them because they'll be there. I don't even know what time the show is. I think it's 9 to 5.
It's like 9 to 5. It's a casual afternoon.
Yeah, it's a casual day in Indianapolis, and I hope you're all there. And if you have any questions about US Legend Cars, go see them. Go see those two fine gentlemen. You can turn in any membership paperwork to them.
Your money also.
But yeah, if you turn in membership paperwork, they're going to bring it back to Brittany, and I got a shredder behind my desk, and I'm just going to shred it.
No, he's not. That's aggressive and not a fact. No, if you don't give payment there, then Brittany will call me, get back. But we will be accepting memberships at PRI. Do you know what booth Chris and Ashley are going to be at?
4339.
I wrote that down so you couldn't screw it up.
Yeah, I had it written down on my pen.
We have a script, guys.
Yeah.
Like this is
don't give away.
I'm not. If y'all can read that, then you deserve to be able to know who's here. So yeah, PRI, it's gonna be great. They're there the whole time. I don't know the.
Yeah, they're leaving like Tuesday. They get there. They'll set up Wednesday, and I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And if you heard us talk about this on the show, let them know because we have numbers that tells us who watches, and we see some of you that are watching. But also, just let us know.
Yeah. Tell them how much you love my charming face.
Oh, my God. All right. So, other thing that we're talking about, winter heat, because I'm just going to tell you what all we have going on because we have some stuff going on and some more fun stuff that have come in. Winter heat starts tomorrow. It's the first practice. Gates are open at 11, practices from 1 to 4. Your minor waivers from the 2017 Summer Shootout will not work. Do not come there and tell me that you have one on file from the Summer Shootout, because I will tell you, okay, and you will not be allowed in the pits, because this happens all of the time with all of the same people. So please, 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 sweet baby Jesus, have your minor paperwork. If you are not sure where to find it, there is a link on the side or below or above or wherever you can find it, but please find it there and bring the paperwork correct. If you have any questions about the paperwork, send us a message or a comment or whatever, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Also, if you want to or have reserved a parking spot, you have until 5 p.m. today to reserve one for the entire winter heat. You don't have to reserve one. You can pay bi-weekly when you get there. But if you want one for the entire time, you got to do that by 5 o'clock today, or else you can't have that. So can you not?
I was trying to look at the questions.
It's right here. We only have 3. It's right here, sir. And now Kyle's watching our web show from the studio.
I'm just going to go ahead and
turn that off now, please. Thank you, sir. Jesus. All right. Also, Saturday.
Producer, director.
I don't know. We're hiring new talent. So if anybody's interested, please comment and let us know. Also, in Atlanta, we're going to run on the road course out there Saturday. Gates are at 8. Practice starts at 10. It'll be awesome. Come out. Also, our Midwest guys, we've already gotten schedules from, it's the Superior Finish Lawn and Landscape event schedule. That includes Anderson Speedway, Indianapolis Speedrome, and Sportsdome Speedrome. That's going on. I think it starts March 31st. It's on the webpage, USLCI near you for the Midwest. The first race, it's March 31st at Sportsdome Speedway. And for that series, first place pays $1,200, and it pays out through 10th place. So definitely something, if you're in that area, to check out and to participate in. All the rules and everything are on our website on the sheet with the schedule and all the dates and stuff. So something awesome for you guys to do, Midwest. As your region of the country is sending us dates and more information, it'll all be on that part of our webpage, USLCI near you. So go check it out. And if you have anything that you guys would like to add, shoot us an email or a Facebook message or tweet or whatever. We'll be more than happy to kind of see what's going on. And yeah,
So real quick, before I get into introducing our guests, I saw Keith Van Dyne joined. I just talked to him on the phone. It's good to see you joining today, Keith. Thank you. I know it's only shortly after lunch out there in Washington or Oregon, wherever you're at in that corner up there. So thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Geography wasn't my strong suit in middle school, I'll be honest. I'm going to introduce our special guest. Like I said, he is a...
Say drum roll.
If you want a drum roll here in a second.
Oh, not yet. Too soon.
Like I said, he is one heck of a guy. So glad to have him on. Drum roll, please, Laila. Roll on in, Carl Cromier.
Carl the Dragon, if you will. Do we have enough room? Do we have
He's not as...
We got to back up. All right. He's not as petite as Brittany. All right, guys. So one of our favorites, Mr. Carl the Dragon Cormier. Are you given the 53 or 58 car?
58.
58. Sorry.
Come on now.
Sorry, 58.
He's a golden master.
You have to remind me.
Oh, that was hate. Oh, good grief. All right, so Carl, we have you on the show because, you're awesome. You're a great supporter of the program. You've been around forever, and you've raced winter heat a lot. You've won the last 2 in a row because you did not race the oval one in 2015.
Correct.
But you are pretty much the king of winter heat for the last 2 years. And are you going to be out for a 3rd winter heat championship this year, possibly?
Of course.
Perfect.
We'll. Yeah,
Perfect.
We'll be there.
All right, cool. So you've been racing for a really long time. How did you get into, racing and then more so, obviously, into legend car racing? Like, how did all that fun stuff start?
For me, when I first started, it was a part of my family. Back in Florida, my father knew the Allisons. And how I actually got started driving it sounds kind of tragic, but it's the weekend of the Snowball Derby. And my father had gone to that race and was flying back and died in a plane crash. Oh. And from that, my brother started racing me in go-karts. And this was before racing in go-karts was the thing to do. Mm-hmm. This was a long time ago, before most of you were even born. And back in the 70s, actually. So I started racing karts, and back then you had to wait until you had a driver's license before you could start driving cars. Mm-hmm. And I started driving cars and had an opportunity to go to Europe. And that was a big enough opportunity that when I came back, I was able to start doing some pro racing in IMSA.
Right.
And just kept going and going and going. And it's been a fun time for me.
Mm-hmm. So when did you start racing legend cars?
I want to say probably 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Pistone was really key in that. I had stopped racing the late model that I've got and some of the other things, and got hurt on a horse, as a matter of fact. And he just kept telling me, he says, just come on out, you'll have a ball. And I really wasn't sure. And sure enough, the competition's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
For me, as an older guy, it's relatively inexpensive. And what I like is I like to, generally speaking, I like the people that I race against. It's usually a great group of people. We have a lot of fun. And, like I say, I still get to race some very talented people with a lot of experience also. So it makes for a fun time.
Good. So, well, go ahead.
I was going to say, you race Masters. You've raced against top to bottom. You raced against Dave Green, Bruce Silver, Mark Green,
Max Pappas.
Max Pappas.
The Van Wingerden, Michael Van Wingerden raced round 10 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The Craigs.
John Craig raced out there.
Tom Pistone.
I mean, you've really put in a number. I mean, and you've been successful, which is, I've visited you in Victory Lane several times since I flagged Summer Shootout. So I know you definitely have the talent, because you've definitely raced probably some of the best master drivers I've come to know since I've been working the shootout.
And if you guys have questions for Carl while all this is going on, you can leave them in the comments and we'll kind of answer them as we go. Just a heads up. So you've raced winners. Everybody is very excited that you're here. The internet loves that you're here right now. The dragon emojis are blowing up right now. So winter heat. What is it about? Because you love the road course. You're a road course guy, right? Or are you more of an oval guy? Or does it go? It just depends.
I don't want to be defined as a road course.
No labels.
Granted, I have a lot of success in the road course, but let's be realistic. Most of the guys that come out and race don't have a lot of road course experience here in this area.
That's fair.
The guys with the road course experience are out west, and they're up in the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got great guys here, but they just haven't, we don't have the opportunity to race road courses a lot. Up in New Hampshire, that's pretty much all they do.
Mm-hmm.
Out in Vegas, they do it quite a bit also.
Right.
So our guys just don't have the opportunity.
Okay.
Once they come out and they start, they all get better, and they have the ability.
Mm-hmm. It's
really not that I'm all that great. It's just that we don't do it enough down here that the guys get the opportunity.
Right. That's fair.
And but it's a lot of fun. And again, I'm not just a road course guy, because I enjoy the circle track stuff too, and honestly, they're both extremely competitive. It's just different styles.
So I was gonna say, so what's the biggest difference obviously it's turning left and right and just turning left, but what's the biggest kind of difference for you? The one big thing that you notice outside of the obvious?
Most people are too aggressive when they come to the road course. They drive that road course just like they would the quarter mile. And they tend to overdrive, and then they don't look at it in the bigger picture that is required. It's not just two ends with, two different kinds of corners. There's a number of different corners, a number of different things going on.
Right.
More corners, some corners are more important than others. And I don't know that people recognize that right away. So there's a little bit of a struggle, because they drive them all hard. They drive them all as hard as they can. And sometimes in road course racing, you give up a little bit to make a lot somewhere else.
Okay, that's a good one. I got another question that just came in, and I've now figured out how to look on my phone so I don't have to squint at the computer screen.
She yelled at me for that.
Right, but I muted it, and none of you heard me. So, all right, I got another question. What's the best advice you could give someone who's new to road course racing?
Well, talk to some of the people that you're racing with that do it extremely well. Most people in our group are very helpful and very friendly. Quite honestly, you've got to look at a road course, and you've got to analyze it. What's the most important corner? Most people don't even realize that there's a ranking of corners. There's one that's most important, and that's the one that you've got to be the best at. That's always usually the corner leading onto your longest straightaway, because that's where you have your most speed. It's not always the case, but usually the case. So initially get really good at that, and then you've got to work on being smooth. Smooth is really important, both on the gas, on the brake, and making those gear changes. A lot of times you'll see people really struggle because they'll kind of push it into gear a little bit too aggressively, and the back end hops a little bit. And all that disruption, every little thing causes a lot of time loss.
Okay. All right. So my next question for you is something that I know a lot of people, and at least I can respect about you. Any situation that doesn't go your way, you always handle things in a very cool, calm, collected way. What is it that allows you to do that even in the worst situations? You know what I mean? and obviously it's years of experience, and you've done this forever.
It's life. It's wisdom. It's when I first started racing, I was just as angry as a lot of other people that we see and we experience out on the track. But in my 53 years of life, I've learned some things. And one of them is when we're out there in those race cars, in my world, there's no better place to be. So even when I have a really bad time in that race car, it's better than being out digging a ditch. It's better than being up working on a roof, or it's better than being in a situation like what went on in Vegas and the different tragedies that are going on in the world. Those are real things to be upset about and be scared about. You know what? If we have a bad day at the racetrack, I mean, it sucks for us because there's a lot of people that are invested in you doing well. In my case, Chase Pistone works his butt off to give me the best cars and give me the opportunity to be so successful.
Right.
And so when we don't do well, it's hard on those people also. But again, we're just racing. And I'm not trying to say racing's not important, because to all of us it is. It's our life.
Yeah, of course.
But it's still a really cool thing. And once you recognize that even on a bad day, it still should be fun. You take that frustration, you learn from it, and you make sure that you get better from it, and hopefully don't experience it again.
There you go. Oh, well, that was a life lesson. What's another question?
Well, I have a technical. I don't know what my question is. When you're on the road course, and a lot of people are going to say, "Well, I got to put different brakes in." How aggressive of a brake pad would you say to run in a road? And you don't have to give away any secrets.
Well, there's no secrets, and that's because Chase won't tell me anything. He knows I'll tell everybody.
Plausible deniability.
But here's the thing, though. Everybody likes a different feel.
Right.
I like a lot of brake. So Chase adjusted to what we're looking for. Okay. Like as an example, out at Vegas, we don't use a lot of brakes out on the circle track at Vegas. So a little bit different than what we would use on an aggressive racetrack, say like the Atlanta that we were in that very next weekend.
Yeah.
Had to get your car slowed down significantly to make that very first corner after a long straightaway. So we needed an aggressive brake pad so that you can wait till the last moment and get the most out of them. So but every driver has a different feel.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So you've worked with Chase for how many years now?
The entire time I've been involved in legend cars, and thankfully, I mean, it's what's made racing really fun for me. My whole life, I've been fortunate to do it, but I was always the one that was responsible for everything. I've got a guy now that is so good at these things. I just show up and I just drive, and I can focus on my driving, and I can focus on having fun, and I can focus on what makes me a better driver. And that's all because of Chase Pistone. If it wasn't for him taking such great care of my cars and giving me not only just a car that's safe and reliable, but a car that's always fast.
Cool. I got another question that came in from Ryan Ucks, our dealer actually up in New Hampshire. Yep. So what's your favorite road course you've raced at? You can break it down by like type of racing series you've been in, or if it's just like in general for life.
So
you don't have to say New Hampshire to appease them.
Well,
yeah, you're not.
They have a great racetrack up there, and I really do like that New Hampshire track. It is a lot of fun. The Vegas course that we ran for the World Finals out there, I'm not going to tell you what made it so much fun because it's a secret that only one or two of us that were able to do it out there were able to do. But there's some things out there that you've got to do that require a lot. There's so many things about different race courses. Road Atlanta, before they changed it, when they had the hill, you used to like turn before you'd even see the corner, because if you waited to see the corner, you'd have to go much slower. So you come sliding around, and so that was a fun place. It'd be easier for me to tell you the track I don't like, and my track I don't like is one of the most beautiful racetracks, but I've never had good luck there, and it's Lime Rock. Lime Rock, Connecticut, I absolutely can't stand. I've blown up more motors. I rolled the car there. That place is just evil for me.
Okay, so we talked about favorite road course. What about favorite oval? And then the least favorite oval? Ooh, plot twist.
Well, on the ovals, I don't really have a favorite.
Or maybe what size, whether like a 3/8 or,
It doesn't matter to me.
No?
Because it doesn't. They're all fun. They all bring their own challenges. They really do. At Summer Shootout, you've got to be able to be aggressive on your brake and be able to make that transition, and there's some things involved in that. It's kind of being patient, waiting for the car to turn and set and then go, which like at Vegas, you don't have that. At Vegas or like at Erie, it's almost like a little Daytona for us. I mean, it's not quite, but driven more like you would drive like a Daytona type track. as opposed to, some of the shorter tracks.
Okay. Interesting.
And I like where we do our winter nationals.
At Citrus?
Yeah.
So you're going to be out there at Citrus this year?
Yeah, we'll be there.
Cool.
We'll be there.
Very cool. You and your wonder, and I don't know if you guys know this, and I'm saying a bad word on the air, but Carl's wife, Nene, is a certified badass. You will see her, no offense, Carl, doing more work on that car than Carl does. And she is awesome. I've seen her and Chase tearing the car apart. In Vegas, I was looking for her to say, hey, and Carl's like, she can't talk right now. She's putting a motor in the car. Okay. So his wife is also wonderful, and you guys are always at these events together, and you guys make it so fun. So we love having you guys out there.
And that's the best thing we always talk about legend car racing and U.S. legend cars, and what we do is it's a family affair. And that's a true testament right there, is it's a family affair for you.
It is. Well, she's been to, except for the races that I did in Europe, she's been to almost every race I've ever been to.
Mm-hmm.
And she knows the sport really well. She's very smart, very intelligent woman. I'm very, very lucky. And quite honestly, she's the one who said, let's go buy a legend car and let's go have fun. And fortunately, it has delivered. It's been a lot of fun. And again, for us, it's, if for someone that's just starting, legend car seems like it's really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm someone that's traveled all over the country and traveled all over the world and spent a lot of money racing cars. Racing legend cars is inexpensive compared to any other kind of racing you do. And so, again, for me, it's something that, I'm older. I so bad wanted to go to World Finals this year.
Uh-huh.
And this was just not a good year for us to go.
Right.
And so the first time in my life, I've actually made the mature decision and stayed home instead of spending the money to go to Finland and run.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of my life, I've just gone and done those things in racing.
Right.
But that's the thing that's great about legend cars, is that it is an affordable way for young people to learn, and for older people like myself to still stay competitive and have fun and enjoy it. Without affecting your retirement.
And that's another true testament to what we do here for giving older folks, and I don't mean it in any disrespect, masters, the masters vision to go out there and have fun. As Steve Post calls them, the crazy old men. Go out there and have a little fun. That's why Mark Green, that's why Bruce Silver.
Did we have one of our first flips in a while this year in the Masters division?
We did have that crazy night.
That left court kind of rocket launch.
10. It was round 10.
That was the last night. I think it was a double flip that night.
I think that's now Jeff Leftcourt's claim to fame is his
wild ride.
His wild ride that evening.
Well, afterwards he said it was the greatest thing. He loved it.
Really?
So, luckily he didn't get hurt.
Yep.
And,
our cars are very safe, and there's many true testaments to that, and that is one of them. So out of all of your racing, in our series, the series that you've had with us, what's probably one of your fondest or most favorite memories that you've had, whether it's just you and the race car or, you and Chase and your team all together? Like, what's one memory that kind of stands out that you can kind of place or one thing that kind of, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Or maybe not a memory, but one thing that kind of is like what makes it all sort of worth it for you, because you're so involved and you are such a big advocate for this program.
What I like is I like meeting a lot of new people. I like helping new people. I wish I could help. I'd like to be able to help more of the new people be introduced to racing and have some success with it. But for me, quite honestly, still very selfishly, there's nothing like crossing the finish line in front of everybody else. And when you do that, I don't know about everybody else out there when you do it, but for me, when I do, there's a sense of satisfaction that's not matched by many other things. And
yeah, I've heard that. And
that's, when you do that on that day, you were the best. And you're not going to be the best every day, but the days that you get to have that good fortune, that makes the troublesome days bearable.
And I've seen many drivers come out of the race cars, all forms of racing, top to bottom, go-karts, legend cars, NASCAR race cars, everything. I've seen a lot of drivers come out of their cars, and I'd say I tell everybody one of my favorite parts is handing a driver the checkered flag at the end of the race, and they ask me why, and it's because you get to see that emotion on a driver's face of how truly happy you guys are to get out of the car and win. I mean, you finish first, you beat a lot of times 20, 25 of the best drivers out there that very night.
Well, most people don't realize how hard it is to win a race, even at whatever level. It's so hard. So many things need to go right. The car's got to be just right. People don't realize how sensitive they are. And again, I show my age, but there used to be the introduction to the wide world of sports back in the 70s, and they talk about the thrill of victory.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a thrill. There's something about winning. And there was another saying that came after the thrill of victory, and it was the agony of defeat.
Yeah.
And losing sucks.
And you see it.
Let's face it sucks.
You see it in every sport, not racing, football, basketball, baseball. I mean, you see it ever like another prime example, when a team wins the World Series in baseball, you see one team jumping up and down, hugging each other, and the other team's like, we just lost the World Series in Game 7 in extra innings.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing to grasp, because at every sporting event, there's usually only going to be one person or one group that's going to go home happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And everybody else, even the guy that finishes second, very rarely are they pleased or happy with that second place finish.
There you go.
It's a fact.
Awesome. Well, Carl, thank you so much. Before we sign off, do you have any last word? Any last word? That sounds very, very dark and twisty. But any last words for us before we sign off?
Just thank you for having me. I enjoyed it, and again, it is a great program. I love what we do, and I'm just looking forward to another year of fun and hopefully many opportunities to cross the finish line before everybody else.
There you go. Awesome. Awesome. Well, go ahead, Kyle.
And I was gonna say, your dark and twisted words sound like me telling. It's like customers call and say, "Hey, is Dan Miller there?" And I said, "No, he's
Dan, if you're watching,
we love you."
Hey, from the Czech Republic.
I use the phrase, "He's no longer with us." If I say that to you, he is alive.
Yeah, y'all, nothing happened.
He is alive.
He's living
moved.
He's living his best life with his adorable wife in the Czech Republic, doing amazing things. And Dan, we miss you, bud.
I wanted to clear that out of the air, because people go, "What do you mean he's gone?" He's alive. He's fine.
He's not dead, y'all. All right. So again, thanks for watching. Thank you, Mr. Dragon, for being here.
You're welcome.
Just a reminder, again, Winter Heat, minor waivers, membership forms, you can fill them out tomorrow, PRI. At any point, your 17 membership will be good for the December portion of the Winter Heat. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Otherwise, we will see you next Thursday, same time, same place. Let us know if you have any questions.
Yes, let us know. And hopefully we'll see you out there tomorrow at practice. If not, see you back here next Thursday. 1 to go. Thank you for joining.
Bye, Internet.
Bye.